Okay, this is crazy. A group of women in downtown LA had a once-in-a-lifetime experience with a majestic red-tailed hawk. This guy decided their car was the perfect spot to hang out on. And for literally over 15 minutes, they were treated to an up-close and personal view of this incredible bird. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how calm and composed this hawk is just sitting there, staring straight at the camera. These women tried everything to get it to leave, but clearly the hawk wasn't having it. They started using the windshield wipers, the washer fluid, swerving left, swerving right. They even called someone for advice. Nothing worked. It wasn't until the bird just decided it was time to move on. Well, if anything, these ladies have quite the story to tell. Footage taken here in Florida was sent in to Cryptid University.
Dakota gloves?
No, don't worry about it.
Holy.
This is the big. That's the biggest trout I've ever caught, I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to warn you now that this footage is going to leave you with more questions than answers. Okay, so the scene unfolds in a foggy kind of landscape. Honestly, a setting that seems pretty tailor-made for something like this. Towards the back of the lot, we see a tall, eerie figure walking along the tree line. I mean, it immediately captures our attention. We can see that it's covered in white, whether that be clothing or fur, maybe it's skin tone. We don't have enough information yet to tell. And when you don't have enough information, you know what you do? You upload it online. The theories flooded in that this is definitely an albino humanoid. Someone said it's actually an albino human. Others believe that it's some type of Sasquatch or even Bigfoot. I mean, theories range from the plausible to the outlandish. One guy went so far as even to say that he knows where this was filmed and that normally at this time of the year there's snow on the ground and this Bigfoot's kind of caught with his pants down because he's trying to move throughout the forest but he has no cover because there's no snow on the ground. I don't know. I will say, others are viewing the footage much more critically. They say that the grainy quality raises doubts, that they're just trying to hide something, this is a hoax. Many are claiming this is just a staged event. I mean, yeah, I guess this could be staged. Maybe someone got in an elaborate costume, hoping to stir online interest and go viral. Of course, that theory can't be ignored. However, with that being said, I have seen far sketchier videos than this. Whatever it may be, here's one thing for certain. When I got to this clip, it had 3,500 comments. So if anything, this serves as a reminder of our enduring curiosity about the unexplained. It really taps into like our deeper longing to connect with something super weird. A glimpse into the mysterious. Even if only for a moment. But when we snap back to reality, the real question remains, are we witnessing evidence of the extraordinary or just a frickin' trick? Okay, so this is a creepy little thing. What in the heck is that? I'm sure it's like something super obvious and I just can't tell. But man, it looks like a little something walking on two legs. A little alien. I don't know. Let me know. If you guys have any idea what this could be, I'm open for any suggestion. This next clip is sure to have you all hot and bothered. Picture yourself deep in a massive forest surrounded by towering trees and a canopy of uncertainty. As the video unfolds, it becomes pretty evident that this is not going to be an ordinary hike. The person filming stumbles upon something strange, a structure of interwoven branches, almost like a makeshift shelter. I mean, what stands out most is that whomever or whatever made this has a solid amount of intelligence. And, I mean, this is in the middle of nowhere. All of a sudden, the normal sounds of the forest practically turn off. We start to hear these unnatural, unsettling noises coming from deep within the forest, and you can feel the tension growing. Now, I would imagine most people would retreat, but not this guy. He claims he was driven by curiosity and stupidity as he decided to investigate. Checks out. As he ventures towards the source of the disturbance, the noises intensify. They are ripping through the trees, and it's adding to the feeling that something is not right. As the camera pans toward the direction of the sounds, an unexplainable figure appears. The figure kind of emerges from the shadows. We can see that it's tall, broad-shouldered, seems to be covered in a matted type hair. My first thought is Bigfoot, but I can't seem to make out any discernible features. I can't tell if it's facing us or if we're looking at its back. And as I mentioned before, even the natural surroundings, the environment, it seems to sense that there's an intruder. Now, the recorder admits that he was scared to death, but he didn't flee. He tried to remain calm, even as the figure walked a little closer and the tension is reaching its peak. All of a sudden, you can tell survival instincts take over and he gets the heck out of there. Now, slowing down the footage reveals a few more details, but not enough for me. Slowing it down, we can really get a sense of how big it is. I mean, this thing is huge. But the only thing that comes to mind is Bigfoot. Some other people that have seen it suggest that it could be a skinwalker. They are capable of transforming shape. And on that note, others have speculated that this is a shapeshifter, connected to ancient myth of beings that walk between worlds. I don't know, what do you guys think this could be? Why did it reveal itself in such an isolated place? Do you think these guys disturbed it? And let's not forget the structure we saw at the beginning of the video. I mean, that was not made by a, quote, dumb animal. And it dang sure wasn't made by a bear. Of course, I guess it could be a prank. But I mean, golly. How much time do you have on your hands? That took a while. Anyhow, this definitely has my mind wandering. Alright, this clip is crazy. Check this out. Some friends, they're just snapping some pictures in a pool in Mexico on spring break. But that person behind them? Yeah, that's not one of their friends. You can see as they go underwater that there's nobody back there. Who is that? They were able to talk one of the front desk attendants into letting them see the CCTV footage of the pool. And sure enough, it does not show another person in there. It shows them taking the pictures and frolicking around, but what is that behind them? Also, look at the comments. This kind of freaked me out too. Check this out. Look at this. In 2015, a fascinating video surfaced from the region formerly known as Czechoslovakia. It documents a man on a forest hike, driven by curiosity and just a love for exploration. As he ventures deeper into the thick woodland, an unusual sound broke through the quiet. It wasn't a familiar animal call, it wasn't a howl or a bark or even a growl. This sound had a deep, resonating quality, suggesting it originated from something very large. Just like another guy in one of our other clips, hearing such a sound in an isolated forest should be a clear signal to leave immediately. But what do you know? The hiker chose to investigate further. Instead of curiosity and stupidity, we'll say that this guy is compelled by bravery and fascination. As he moved toward the source of the sound, he began noticing unsettling signs of something significant having passed through that area. Branches on the ground snapped by something heavy, massive tracks pressed deeply into the earth. I mean, these footprints, they're eerily human-like, but they are much, much bigger, indicating that this creature is huge and weighs a lot. And I gotta be honest, I think the footprints are the star of this clip. Yeah, the sounds are crazy, but I mean, look at these footprints. If they're real, phew. The deeper he ventured, the more unsettling this experience became. The strange sound grew louder and closer, filling the air with a sense of dread. Finally, overwhelmed by the tension and the unknown, he decides to end this little journey, realizing he might have bitten off more than he can chew. Now, when he got home, he shared the footage online. Almost immediately it went viral, and with virality comes theories. The majority I saw pointed to the elusive dogman, a cryptid often described in folklore. Probably coming in second place was Bigfoot. That would make sense with the large tracks and even the deep guttural noises. A more kind of off-the-wall idea involved a troll-like entity, something out of ancient myth, lurking deep within the forest. Now, we have the skeptics. They suggested a more natural explanation. Perhaps the sound was caused by wind. Yeah, I don't think so. Wind doesn't leave gigantic footprints like that. But at the end of the day, we don't know what this could be. Was this encounter a fleeting glimpse into the existence of some type of cryptid in the area? Does it suggest something unknown and powerful that's hidden within this region of the forest? The mystery's only fueling the fascination, I'll tell you that. This clip, taken in the depths of a harsh winter, shows a peculiar video. 100% of viewers are both puzzled and intrigued. The footage begins with a trail of footprints etched in the snow. These prints, oddly resembling those of a gigantic chicken, or maybe a pterodactyl, if anything, hint at the presence that something pretty alarming is in the area. The recorder follows the trail, which leads to an area littered with scattered bags and just miscellaneous items all over. But off to the left, from the shadows, something emerges. The figure that steps into view is not familiar. Its form is humanoid, yet it looks alien-like, glowing eyes, a head shaped so strangely it seems almost cartoonish. It almost looks like we're on the set of a sci-fi movie. I mean, what do we think this is? It seems extraterrestrial. It's in a strange location. I can't pinpoint what I think this could be. I'd love to know its purpose for being here. Maybe a message, a warning. Maybe it just got caught on this side of the world. It looks pretty scared. I mean, look at the way it's looking at the camera. It is not comfortable. As this strange moment unfolds, it blurs the line between fantasy and reality. On one hand, it's a reminder of how little we truly understand about our world. But even as the footage stirs excitement and speculation, we're unfortunately forced to kind of look at this through a different type of lens. Like, could this be an elaborate hoax? My feeling is no. I mean, I don't know anyone who has the time to do stuff like this. And what are you trying to accomplish? I don't know, maybe with the advancements in technology, it doesn't take long to do something like this? But it's becoming ever harder to separate fact from fiction. If this video is real, and I suspect it is, man, we really don't have any idea what's going on out there. If it's fake, it's a testament to someone having too much time on their hands. Go get a job. If you have a job, get a second one. Nevertheless, here I sit with more questions than answers. Please, if you have any ideas, maybe this is just a regular animal, let me know. Alright, so picture this. It's you, a group of friends, venturing into an old abandoned tunnel, drawn by curiosity and the adrenaline rush of the unknown. The air is heavy, the darkness amplifies every sound, and as you step deeper inside, the unexpected happens. Out of the shadows, a creature unlike anything you've ever imagined emerges. Something that seems to have leapt straight from the movie studio. I mean, what the heck? Captured on video, this strange being lunges toward the camera. Its eel-like skin is reflecting the dim light. Small, glowing eyes piercing the darkness. We can see around its mouth it has like antenna-like appendages that are just whipping through the air. It's giving like alligator, serpent, alien, Komodo dragon vibes. I mean, there's just this mix of slithering and writhing. It's just, I can't pinpoint anything that this reminds me of, really. Some are saying that this is a mythical beast. It's a dragon. It was taken in China. Others are saying it's CGI, of course. All I really do know is that I don't like it. Not like I think it's fake, it's just, it kind of freaks me out. It's unsettling. Could it be evidence of a species hidden in the Earth's depths, unknown to science? The lines have been blurred ever since this video hit the waves. Do we think there are secret creatures buried deep like this underground? Okay, this next clip, it was sent in by a guy named Chuck. We emailed back and forth actually a bunch of different times. I tried to compile all the information together the best way I could to get the story across. But it's pretty crazy. I mean, first of all, Mount Weather's nuts. I'm sure some of you know about it. Let me know if you do. But I had no idea. And I think I've mentioned before, I live in Virginia. No idea. And I love conspiracy theories and I love weird stuff. So the fact that I don't know, it's kind of embarrassing actually. But it's a crazy story. There are some pictures. Let me know what you think. Let me just tell you a little bit about Mount Weather. It's officially known as the Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center. It's a civilian command facility in Virginia in the United States. It is used as the center of operations for FEMA. Located in the Blue Ridge Mountains, its primary function is to serve as a bunker to coordinate federal response during major national emergencies, including nuclear war. What? Mount Weather has been in operation since the early Cold War period. It was built as a part of the Continuity of Government Plan, which ensures that U.S. government operations can continue in the event of a catastrophic emergency. So due to its secretive nature and critical role in government continuity planning, it's been the subject of various conspiracy theories. Here are a few notable ones. Shadow government headquarters. Some conspiracy theorists believe that Mount Weather is not just a facility for emergencies, but actually serves as a fully operational, unelected shadow government ready to take control in certain circumstances, bypassing the usual democratic processes. A surveillance hub. There are theories suggesting that Mount Weather is a central point for government surveillance operations, including monitoring communications and gathering data on citizens, far beyond its publicly acknowledged emergency management functions. Elite safe haven. Another common theory is that Mount Weather is designed as a refuge specifically for the political and corporate elite in the event of a major disaster, leaving the general population without similar protections or plans. Not sure that one's a conspiracy theory. Mind control experiments. Some more extreme theories include the idea that Mount Weather could be involved in psychological and mind control experiments, similar to those alleged to have been conducted under programs like MKUltra. Finally, alien collaboration. In the vein of other secretive facilities like Area 51, some theories propose that Mount Weather could be a site for secret collaborations between the US government and extraterrestrial beings. Now, most of these theories are fueled by the facility's high level of security and secrecy, which makes it a fertile ground for speculation and myth-making. However, there is no verified evidence to support these theories. Wink, wink. And they will never make it into mainstream discussion. For the sake of this clip, we'll call this man Chuck. Located in Clark County, Virginia, just a short drive from the Mount Weather Emergency Operations Center, recently shared a chilling story that has left him deeply unnerved. According to Chuck, his security camera captured footage late one night of what initially appeared to be a bear walking along the narrow path behind his home. However, upon closer inspection, the animal's movements and appearance defied easy explanation. And this is the first picture of the animal. Chuck has seen the beast multiple times and claims that the animal's movements and appearance are not normal. Quote, "I've lived here for over 20 years and I've seen my fair share of bears. This wasn't one of them." Chuck described how the creature walked with an unnatural, almost deliberate gait. It doesn't lumber like a bear, it's too precise, like it carried a type of intellect, a type of intelligence, way too intelligent to be a wild animal. The image pulled from his trail camera shows a large, hairy creature walking on all fours. Its form eerily resembling a mix between a bear and something entirely unknown. The creature's fur appeared uneven, almost unnatural, and its face seemed elongated in a way that unsettled him the more he stared at it. It wasn't just the look of it, Chuck said. It was the way it moved. Again, I've never seen anything like it. Now, what has disturbed Chuck the most, however, is the proximity of his home to Mount Weather, long rumored to house secret government projects and experiments. Quote, "When you live this close to a place like that, you hear things. Rumors about creatures, experiments, even aliens. I always thought it was just talk. I never bought in, but now I'm not so sure." Chuck claimed that he's now reluctant to step outside after dark, fearing that whatever that creature was, it might return. "If this thing came from Mount Weather, I don't think I want to know what else is out there," he added. He showed the local authorities and, well, that went about as you can imagine. You'll never guess what they said it was. Correct, a bear. Chuck goes on to say, "I'm an outdoorsman. I've seen hundreds of bears. And I can admit, it does look like a bear, but it's not. If you spend any time around this creature, you are going to get the same feeling I got, the feeling that it's watching you back." Now, Chuck attached another picture to his email. He says that he got this picture from a friend, and honestly, it's more alarming than the one Chuck has. This pic was said to have been taken in the middle of the night about a mile from Mount Weather's perimeter fence. Chuck said that this is an area that everyone knows to steer clear of. You can even see what looks like to be barbed wire in the back right of the picture. This thing is crazy. This definitely does not look like a bear. Chuck says his buddy took this to authorities and that they said that this is likely a large dog. So let me know what you guys think. I have to say I'm a little taken aback by all this. These pictures are really good, but also I live in Virginia and I didn't even really know about Mount Weather. And when I say I didn't really know about it, I didn't know about it at all. Anyhow, let me know what you guys think. This just screams cover up to me. What is up, guys? Lincoln here, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Dread Captures. I'm not on camera this week because, wouldn't you know it, my kids broke it. And that should come as a surprise to absolutely no one. Let's get into the video. Golly, that camera's blurry. Anyhow, it shows a Bigfoot walking up to a tree and grabbing it and just shaking it. It does seem to have normal than longer arms, because my initial thought is, that's probably just someone in a suit, but I don't know so much now. I mean, by the looks of this, this is sheer power shaking that tree like that. The comments, of course, are loaded with people that think that there is something far more mysterious at play. The idea of an unseen force or entity controlling the motorbike cannot be easily dismissed. Witnesses are baffled at the scene, and come to find out, they actually refer to this as the Ghost Rider. No one seems to have the explanation. There was no rider in the middle of the road. That's kind of what I was thinking. There'd be a guy just laying in the middle of the road. He fell off. Kept going. Nope. And now I could get behind a mechanical malfunction, but still, no one's come forward. Like, where did the bike come from? Eyewitnesses saw the moped blocks away, just flying down the street. I will say a funny part about this, digging a little deeper, people are saying that this bike parked itself on the building. No. That thing slammed into the building. Am I right? I mean, that thing did not get parked. We gotta be honest here. But I will say it's pretty cool how it seemingly, when it crashed, it parked itself right in that doorway. I mean, what are the chances? Taken December 3rd of this year, in Grantville, Pennsylvania, we see what appears to be multiple UFOs. At least that's what the uploader claims. Now, generally I'll watch the video and the first thing I'll do is go to the comments, and this person is getting a ton of hate saying that, oh wow, it's a plane. However, there are a lot of other ones saying, I'm from Virginia, same thing in Virginia, same thing in Florida, same thing in Northern Maryland, same thing in Ireland. Now, I don't know what it is, but what are those colors? I mean, he does have a point. Like, it doesn't look like any normal airplane. A Creekside clip here shows what appears to be a Bigfoot. The uploader said they were doing some fishing on the other side of the water, and this thing just walked out of the woods. I mean, you guys can see what I can see. Tall, hairy, looks like Bigfoot. One thing that sticks out to me is that this Bigfoot doesn't really seem to care about its surroundings. And I'd say that's atypical. Bigfoots are highly present and observant. I mean, it's how they've stuck around for so long. It actually seems like he's foraging around the shoreline versus actually fishing. What do you guys think about this? Of course, I went to the comments. I always love to do that. And someone said that we could see him wearing high tops. I didn't see that, but pause it and let me know if you can find them. This unsettling video clip, originally shared on Reddit, has left viewers with more questions than answers. The uploader, plagued by strange noises coming from the woods behind their home, decided to confront their curiosity and investigate one night. Armed with a flashlight and a mix of liquid courage and apprehension, he ventured into the dark forest. He admitted that each step deepened his tension, but he couldn't stop. The quiet of the woods was broken only by the crunch of leaves underfoot, and the faint light from the flashlight beam was all he was depending on. As the light swept across the trees, something startling appeared. A figure cloaked in a dark robe. At least, that's what he says it is. The sight was both eerie and unexplainable. He tried to film as much as he could, but instincts eventually took over and he flew out of there. Yeah, he was not willing to risk it. Now, let's talk about this. This footage has sparked a lot of controversy. So, who, or what, was the mysterious figure? Let's start with the naysayers. Of course, there could be a person playing like a late-night prank or something. I mentioned earlier the uploader was saying that it was a person in a robe. I don't know if my eyes aren't very good, but it almost looks like a creature though. I guess the brown could be the robe, but it does kind of look like hair too, so some even went as far to say that there is some type of cult living in these woods, and he might have stumbled upon some type of sacrifice. I don't know about all that, but the debate rages on. I mean, some are leaning toward rational explanations and others are embracing the possibility of craziness. This intriguing photograph shared on the Ghosts of London Facebook page by an anonymous individual has got everybody talking. The image was taken during a holiday trip to New York City, captured within the seemingly ordinary setting of a hostel room. But it's far from ordinary. Upon closer inspection, viewers spotted what appears to be a transparent figure with its arms wrapped around the man featured in the photo. Interestingly, the uploader, who identifies as a skeptic when it comes to the paranormal, has fueled further intrigue by questioning the apparition's presence. Could this be an odd photographic anomaly or evidence of something paranormal? The figure's appearance has divided opinions, with some interpreting it as an aggressive gesture, an aggressive ghost, possibly a spectral chokehold, while others see it as a gentle embrace, perhaps an attempt to offer comfort or connection from the other side. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is aggressive, if anything. The contrast between these interpretations adds to the mystery. If the figure is indeed a spirit, what's its intention? Is it trying to communicate, protect, intimidate? Or could this image simply be a coincidental play of shadows and reflections? As discussions around the photograph continue, viewers are left to form their own opinions about what lies within this peculiar image. A malevolent force, a compelling case of pareidolia, or a ghost trying to kill this guy in a hostel? You be the judge. Pretty cool little clip here, even though the original uploader said that they think these deer are just having a little frolic, having a little dance. I don't think they are. While this is a pretty amazing thing to capture on a trail camera, I don't think these guys like each other. I know somehow we all blinked and we jumped into the participation trophy era, but in the wild there's this little thing called competition. And these guys could be vying for a variety of things. Nevertheless, awesome capture on this trail camera. Cardiff, South Wales, steeped in centuries of history and folklore, is a hotspot for paranormal sightings. With its abundance of historic landmarks and ancient architecture, it's no surprise that ghost stories are woven deeply into its identity. Among the most famous is Cardiff Castle, which dates back to Roman times. Visitors have long reported spectral activity, including sightings of the second Marquess of Bute, said to haunt the castle's clock tower. Another chilling tale speaks of a phantom coach pulled by headless horses. Llandaff Cathedral, another historic site in the area, has its share of ghostly accounts. Witnesses have reported seeing shadowy figures thought to be monks and experiencing sudden, unexpected drops in temperature. We all know what that means. It was at this very cathedral's graveyard that Reddit user RideUnited1305 had an unforgettable encounter in April of 2016. During their investigation of the graveyard, they captured a photograph that has since sparked significant intrigue. The image appears to reveal a ghostly figure standing near a large cross. Dressed in what looks like some type of dark, hooded robe or possibly a long dress, the figure exudes an eerie presence. Initially, the poster believed the shape might simply just be a gravestone, but, after numerous attempts to recreate the image from the same angle and under similar conditions, they couldn't do it. Now, this could just be a little shadow, trick of the light, yada yada, but the photograph adds to Cardiff's already rich tapestry of paranormal lore. I mean, this city, if you don't know about it, it's a magnet for those fascinated by the supernatural. As for this particular photo, it leaves one pressing question. Could this really be the ghost of a monk wandering the cathedral's graveyard? Or is it something else entirely? I'll let you decide. This next clip comes from India. We can see as this guy is just happily walking through the jungle, singing, just minding his own business. Suddenly, he hears something weird and whips out his camera. What he captures next is straight out of a nightmare. It's bizarre. I've heard of Bigfoot in North America and the Yeti in the Himalayas, but a creature like this in an Indian rainforest? Well, no, I haven't heard about that. Its size is definitely menacing, but The scariest part is when it sees the camera, it tries to duck and hide behind a tree. To me, that means it's smarter than we're giving it credit for. I don't know what it is, but I'm intrigued by it. I guess, yeah, sure, it could be a person in a suit, but who knows? What do you guys think? We all know most dogs are incredible protectors, but this video shows a situation which is beyond their normal responsibilities. The owner's dog starts going crazy, so he just grabs and checks his security cameras to see what's going on. And yeah, he was pretty surprised when he looked. A shadowy, almost translucent figure is darting around the room. It's there one moment, gone the next. The man is understandably baffled, but he admitted that he was a little scared too. Now, anyone that owns a dog has seen them react to unseen things before, but I do feel like this is on another level. What are you guys thinking about? And I'm not really sure what this could be. Let me know your theories in the comments. Now, this video claims to show a group of explorers encountering a lost tribe deep in the woods. Said tribe is clearly wary of these strangers, trying to basically scare them off. But doing what explorers do, they stay and film anyway. Now, I'm not sure where this was filmed, but it's supposed to be super remote. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is a place I'd like to find myself in the woods. But on the flip side, as we know, uncontacted tribes can be very dangerous. But these people seem pretty calm, even after being kind of provoked. One of the commenters pointed out that if this is supposed to be so remote, a thing that is throwing him off is that there is a road in one of the shots. And I kind of agree, it might throw in question this whole thing. This next clip is a personal account from Alexander Sanchez, and he has captured truly some unsettling footage. While out gathering leaves with his family, he captured something strange on camera. As they explored the woods near an abandoned house, the camera picked up an unusually dark figure moving along the ground. It almost seemed to crawl. Out of nowhere, this creature stood up, revealing a disturbing humanoid shape. Now, what's even weirder is that Alexander claims he wasn't wearing a hat this day, but in the video, he clearly is. He's wondering if he dipped into some sort of matrix. Now, this isn't the first time we've seen strange occurrences in abandoned buildings, but this is definitely one of the creepiest. So, let me know your thoughts. Is this a paranormal entity or something else entirely? Now, this clip is straight out of a horror movie. Now it starts, and for some reason this person is filming an underpass on a snowy night. The next thing you know, they start heading towards a house and a manhole. And the noises coming from that manhole are beyond creepy. It sounds like something out of a movie. What on earth is down there? What are we thinking? Are we thinking Pennywise is down there? Ugh, I hate clowns. One commenter said that this could easily just be a really weird plumbing issue. Either way, it's terrifying, and I'm not surprised the guy filmed it. This next clip is scary for different reasons. We see a young girl get off her scooter going to greet her dad, and out of nowhere this big dog comes rushing her. But Dad isn't having it, and I don't blame him. The type of dog doesn't look like the traditional aggressive type, but when it comes to your kids, man, you can't play around. And it's hard to see the dog's body language, but he might just be in fact playing around. I don't know, but I don't blame Dad for not taking any chances. And I'll say this, look, I am an animal lover. I have dogs. I've had them my entire life. I love them. Love, love, love. They are part of the family, but unfortunately, they're not equal to children. They're not. I'm sure most of us have seen the show The Walking Dead. So where do you stand on zombies? Fiction or frightening reality? Well, this video might make you rethink things. Captured on a trail camera, this creature looks straight out of a zombie movie. I mean, look at this thing. It's moving slow, stiff, a gaunt body and limbs. And the peculiar way it's just wandering around aimlessly. This is actually pretty creepy. Could this be proof that zombies are real? I say this a lot, but I feel like this is either... I often say this, but I feel like this is either the real thing or a fake. But at the end of the day, either way, it's creepy. This next bit of creepy footage was captured at 4:30 in the morning in El Paso, Texas in April of 2023. As the clip plays, we see a young woman come running up to this house, frantically trying to get someone's attention. She's alone, but it looks like she's worried that she won't be for long, like someone's chasing her. You can see as she continuously glances over her shoulder. You can see she's visibly upset in the camera. She's crying, pleading with them to open the door. All of a sudden, she must hear something, and she goes to crouch down. We soon see headlights. I feel like it's pretty clear at this point she's running from someone or has escaped from someone. I mean, she is distraught. Eventually, we see some headlights pull up, and she goes out towards the driveway, but no one knows if she got in the car or not. The camera didn't pick that up. As soon as this hit the online community, there were tons of speculation. Most notably was that she was being trafficked and she had escaped her traffickers. And many agreed that this really could be what it was, being near the southern border. Now there was a faction of people that think she had a more sinister plan. They explained that this could have been a setup, that this woman was actually acting like she was frantic in hopes that the person would open the door and then people would come from around the corner and burglarize the home. They pointed out a few reasons, most notably that if she really needed help, when the neighbor's light came on, she would have gone over there. And you know, I have to kind of agree with that. Like, who cares who helps you if you're this frantic? This house, that house, who cares? Others say, and I can't really tell from the video, that she is walking up, and then when she sees the camera, she starts to run and act frantic. I couldn't catch that, but... A few weeks later, a mugshot hit the El Paso, Texas news, and many are speculating that it is the same girl, which is quite the plot twist. That story was never able to be corroborated, but what do you guys think? Admittedly, I thought the former. I thought maybe she had escaped someone, maybe not a trafficker, but just a bad situation. But I will say the other group has made some good points. If you need help, you need help. Why didn't you just go to the neighbors? I don't know. Very interested in what you guys think. I don't think I've paid more attention to our skies and the thoughts of extraterrestrial visiting than I have this past year or so. I mean, it seems like a never-ending puzzle. We've got glowing orbs, shape-shifting lights, speeding bullets flying through the air. I mean, there's always something crazy going on up there. This clip captures a bright light zooming across the sky in a way that, well, no ordinary plane can. I mean, this thing has some speed. It maneuvers weirdly, and to sum it up, it's not your average aircraft. What is it? I'm saying secret government project or a freaking UFO. In this next clip, we see Grandma, and she is just here celebrating a birthday. She's got her family surrounding her, and she's happy. Now, to me, and to most people watching, this probably just feels like a normal video. But if we keep our eyes peeled, we're going to see something that might keep you up at night. Did you see it? As everyone is singing, there's a shadowy figure of a little girl running by the grandmother. Some commenters felt that this could just be a party goer, someone's kid running past the camera. The camera isn't that old. I mean, this camera would have picked up a kid running by it. I mean, how fast is this kid? I guess it could be some glitch, but it wasn't until the uploader mentioned that the grandmother who's celebrating the birthday lost a young daughter about the age of the shadow person that ran by her. But this woman's daughter tragically passed away many years ago, and one of her favorite things to do was to chase her siblings all through this exact house. So while it's scary to us, family members have come out and said that there is a little comfort there. And well, I guess that's all that matters. This is a pretty cool clip. This guy avoids the shockwaves by jumping off his jet ski and going underwater. The meteor that literally turns the night into the daytime gets so bright. And then we just have a crab swimming, which we'll revisit at the end of this. I've seen this part. This is the forest breathing, they call it. This is actually really cool. It's not creepy. To me, it's just cool. And this is, in my opinion, the creepiest thing. What in the heck? I mean, is that real? Does that thing have a... Is that real? Does that have one eyeball like a cyclops in the middle of its head? What in the world? And lastly, this is a pretty cool one. This osprey just dives down, completely submerges itself, and grabs a huge fish. Now, like I said, these are all pretty cool. And remember, I mentioned we'd revisit the crab. So, after going through all of the comments, they voted that the crab swimming was the creepiest. Apparently, 90% of the viewers of this have never been to the ocean or didn't know that crabs swam. I was a little blown away by that. I mean, all the comments were saying, oh, the crab swimming is the craziest. That's the creepiest. Holy cow, I didn't know crabs could swim. I guess for some that was a new nightmare that was unlocked. I don't know. Let me know if you guys were surprised by that, or maybe if you didn't know that crabs swam. Corroboree Rock is a fascinating and mysterious rock formation located about 50 kilometers east of Alice Springs in the Northern Territory of Australia. Made up of dolomite, this natural structure holds deep cultural and spiritual significance for the Arrente or Aboriginal people who consider it a sacred site. In 1959, something truly peculiar happened here. R.S. Blance, a Presbyterian minister from Adelaide, was visiting Corroboree Rock and decided to take a photograph of what he thought was an empty scene, just the rocks surrounded by some shrubs and open space. A few weeks later, when he got back, he developed the photos. He was stunned to see the image of a figure standing amidst the scrub that bordered the clearing. As we can see, the figure appears to be a semi-transparent woman, wearing a long dress. While it's an image that has both fascinated and puzzled people for years and years, this is known in circles as a legit paranormal picture. Now, the area isn't just a geological wonder either, it's also of great importance to the indigenous communities living in the region. They actually consider the area around Corroboree Rock to be a dangerous place for women, children, and men who haven't undergone certain initiation rites. It's viewed as a sacred site that demands immense respect, which should go without saying climbing on the rock is strictly off limits. Now, back to the apparition. Do we think that R.S. Blantz captured an actual photo of a woman? I know I do. I know a lot of other people do. I think that's good enough for me. Just an incredible photograph. Welcome back to Dread Captures. Today we're diving deep into what some are calling the drone saga, a bizarre series of events involving large unidentified drones appearing across the United States. From New Jersey to California, these drones are making headlines and sparking massive alarm.
Well, number one, I'm going to call it total shit that no one knows what these are. And I think it's a slap in the face to the American people to say they don't know what this is.
Unless you've been living under a rock, something strange is happening in America's skies.
There is some wild looking crap in the skies. Holy piss.
I had to go run in and get my camera. Nobody was gonna believe me. That's with my camera.
Unidentified drones, some as large as small cars, are appearing in restricted airspace, over military events, and above urban centers. The mystery is growing and the questions are piling up. What are they? Who is controlling them? And most importantly, why?
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
It all started with reports of drones in New Jersey. Residents described these machines as having wingspans of up to 15 feet, hovering ominously in the sky.
And then the next one would come, and then the next one, and the next one. So it wasn't like there would be 20 coming at one time.
Soon, the sightings weren't limited to New Jersey.
Nightly sightings of mysterious drones, and they appear to be spreading. First spotted in New Jersey, now in New York, Delaware, Maryland.
Reports began flooding in from New York City and Staten Island. Then, just days later, a massive drone was spotted over a high-profile military meeting in California, attended by none other than the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. This right here, that's no coincidence. These drones are showing up in places that matter. But what the heck are they doing there? In Essex County, New Jersey, a pilot recorded multiple drones near an airport. Aviation experts warn that even a single drone in the wrong place could lead to disaster.
What's been probably the most alarming thing to you?
As a pilot, I can tell you that, when you're about to land, the last thing you want to see is something hovering in front of you.
And it's not just about collisions. The timing and locations of these sightings raise questions about surveillance and espionage. Are these drones gathering intelligence? Are they testing our response systems?
I want to pose a question that I think is on millions of people's minds around here. What if there were 3,000 reports of drones or manned aircraft sightings over the U.S. Capitol, or the White House, or the State House in Albany? What would happen? There would be an immediate and intense response to figure out what they were and to solve the problem. And yet, millions of people around here, New Jersey, of course, here in Staten Island, and beyond, are getting nothing but don't believe what you see.
Okay, so let's dive into the who of the who, what, when, where, why. Who's behind this? Let's look at a few theories. One possibility is that these drones are operated by rogue hobbyists or enthusiasts pushing the limits of their technology. Now, this theory doesn't hold up well. These drones are too large, too sophisticated, and their coordinated appearances suggest a level of planning far beyond casual hobbyists. This ain't Jim and Johnny down the street. Another theory is that these drones are being deployed by domestic groups for espionage or disruption. But why target urban centers, military events? The motives remain unclear. The most alarming possibility is foreign involvement. We all remember the Chinese weather balloon, yeah? Experts point out that drones in this size and capability could be used by adversaries to probe U.S. defenses, test our response times, or even gather intelligence. Another intriguing theory is that these unidentified drones could actually be eVTOL aircraft, or electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. This emerging technology represents the future of aviation, with applications ranging from urban air mobility to logistics and emergency services. Think ambulance rushing a patient to the hospital. What makes eVTOLs unique is their ability to hover like a drone but travel long distances like an airplane. If these sightings are eVTOL prototypes, it could mean the technology is being tested covertly. And maybe it's not as far away as we think. But why won't anyone talk about it? Why are they being tested in these specific locations? Tell us what the danger is of them flying over our homes. The answer most likely is, and always will be, money. The eVTOL industry is projected to grow into a multi-billion-dollar market, revolutionizing transport as we know it. So maybe they're having to test these covertly because that could be quite the shakeup in the transport industry. Outside of transportation as we know it, these could also be linked to secret government programs or private companies that are testing these classified prototypes. I mean, it's a theory worth considering. What's up, guys? I just wanted to pop in here and say that I made this video, but more stuff keeps transpiring overnight, so I added it at the end of this video. Around the 10-minute mark, it'll feel like it's over, but it's not. There's more.
Hold on. I'm gonna put my hat on backwards. I don't know what's going on. I hope these are in focus. Look at this. What the hell's going on here? Oh, please be picking this up. This is nuts. Look at that. God, I wish my neighbor was here right now. He comes out and watches for UFOs, but holy crap.
The FBI and FAA have launched investigations into these sightings, yet so far, no concrete answers have been provided. This lack of transparency has only fueled the public's anxiety. But the silence is deafening, and it's left us all wondering, is the government hiding something, or are they just as in the dark as we are?
Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella calling on the FAA and FBI to expand their investigation.
People have seen a number of 15-foot or so wingspan drones hovering around. In this day and age, I just don't think that that's something you take lightly. If it is, nothing to be concerned about. Someone should come forward and say that.
Residents alarmed by the number of sightings.
One would go over.
All drones. Those are drones because we ended up coming to Seaside just to check it out. These are all f***ing drones. Holy shit. Then, yeah, there's that one heading back in the Toms River.
And I gotta say, and I'm probably speaking for a lot of you guys as well, I don't think they're in the dark. Let's take a moment to discuss what might really be going on. Could these drones be part of some secret military program? Are we witnessing a new kind of technological warfare? Or could this be something even more mysterious? Some speculate that these drones could be connected to UFO phenomena. Could we be dealing with advanced technology that isn't even from this planet? While it's a stretch, it's a theory that's gaining some traction online. For now, the drone saga remains unsolved, but one thing is clear, our airspace? Yeah, it's no longer as secure as we once thought, and the American public is onto it. Whether it's a technological revolution, a security breach, or something stranger, these drones, they're forcing us to confront questions about the future of air safety and national defense. What do you think is going on? Drop your theories in the comments below. I'll meet you guys in there. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies. Okay, this is from Jersey Futures X account, an account that has actually been deleted. I'm one of a few groups of people who know exactly what the drones are in New Jersey. This tweet will go into the void as I have no followers, but I'll share anyways. Please retweet for reach. What you are seeing are American-made HPGE detector drones. They can detect the presence of gamma rays miles away. But what is a gamma ray? That's the stuff we attribute to radiation, electromagnetic waves that penetrate you and cause cancer. HPGE drones are built to inspect clear sites, but these ones aren't. In the late 2000s, the DoD needed a response to the threat of from ISIS coming into our ports in New York and New Jersey. They've been stocking up on these drones for a while. Some were deployed to Ukraine when Russia threatened the use of bombs. They look weird because they're heavy and have giant cryocoolers mounted and giant horn antennas to communicate on wave frequencies that can't be jammed. This is where I come in, both for wave equipment and the high purity germanium, the same suppliers that are the backbone of my industry. So what are they doing? Collecting information on how public will react, PSYOP, and testing their ability to sweep a port city like New York for dirty. Jersey was chosen because we're the closest port city to New York, and New York would be too dense for reliable wave comms. But why is the DoD silent? Again, because in a scenario we have a bomb and the public doesn't know yet. The DoD needs to know how the public would react if these were deployed to sweep a city. What many don't realize is Ukraine is the reason we're here. That was the first time we deployed them in a combat zone. But make no mistake, they're for protecting the homeland as DoD bought hundreds of thousands to act as swarms capable of sweeping a city. And I'm sorry for all the typos. I'm on the train home without my glasses and it's very bumpy. I just had to get this off my chest, as all day I'm hearing people genuinely afraid of the drones when they should be in awe of the capabilities we have as a country to keep us safe. And for nerds who know a bit about what I'm talking about, take a look at a close-up of the drones. They operate in a grid both to sweep areas, but also because comms are done in a mesh network operating 200 gigahertz plus, which is very directional and needs bulky horn antennas mounted. Should note, I'm not a military expert, but I spent a third of my career as an RF engineer. We're only hired in military, telecom, and finance. I'm speculating that this is just a drill, but...
A major response from authorities that could be related to an incident involving a drone. It is happening in Hillsborough, New Jersey.
Reporting live from a shopping plaza just off Route 206, first responders, including Hillsborough police, have been on the scene since early this morning. Several residents in the area have expressed concern about unusual drone activity in recent days. One woman she spoke with shared her growing unease. She also said she heard what sounded like a drone crash overnight near this location. Now, Fox 5 is still working to confirm these reports with officials, but what they do know is that their chopper has been surveying the area. The footage from above shows the active response at this plaza, with emergency vehicles and curious onlookers gathering throughout the morning. In some cases, experts have suggested that what people are seeing could be legally operated unmanned aircraft. However, today's reports seem to be adding to the growing sense of mystery. Despite the heightened attention, the FBI has stated there is currently no evidence to suggest these drone sightings pose a threat to national security. Local officials, however, have promised to provide more details this afternoon. As we await an update, the questions and frustrations among residents there remain palpable.
A major response from authorities that could be related to an incident involving a drone. It is happening in Hillsborough, New Jersey. What is even happening in the skies above us? So this might be a big answer.
Drone crash somewhere behind. We're showing you that view from above. We're in a shopping plaza in Hillsborough, just off Route 206. First responders have been here all morning, including Hillsborough police, a lot of onlookers. I talked to one woman who says her concerns are growing, calling all the recent drone activity very bizarre. She says she heard the drone crash happened overnight here, but she says that she's seen several, what she believes are drones anyway, flying around her home. Some experts have said the sightings could very well be lawfully manned aircrafts today.
You know, there's a saying that we had after 9/11. I think that's become, if you see something, don't worry about it, because we saw it too.
FBI says there's no reason to believe that these recent possible drone sightings pose a national security threat.
spaceship like a. That is a. Tell me what else that could be. That's a spaceship. They found a spaceship.
I'm telling you, that they're not moving. They're staying stationary. They're hovering.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the lights changing.
It is moving.
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but they're not moving. That's an airplane. Hang on.
Which one? The one closest to the Capitol building?
Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's an airplane.
But the one in the middle, that one.
That's an airplane. You can see it moving.
Yeah.
The one to the right, or over here,
The one behind the Capitol building is not an airplane.
or over here. That's an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, over there is, but look at
Yeah,
that one.
and I'm saying, like, when you look to the left of the Capitol,
That one.
those are not moving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They're here.
Can we go back in the car? God.
They're here, Ella.
What the heck?
The unidentified drones are here like they never left, and the questions are only getting bigger. Are they advanced surveillance tools, experimental military tech, or is something far more mysterious taking flight in our skies? You have to hear these new developments in the unfolding drone saga. Over the past 30 days, sightings of massive drones have surged across the United States. Witnesses from New Jersey all the way to California describe machines that are as big as SUVs and too advanced to be standard hobbyist devices. These reports now include sightings near critical infrastructure, such as power plants, dams, and airports. Aviation experts are calling for heightened security, warning that these drones could pose a serious threat.
Is yet another case of drone danger. Tonight, Boston police are searching for a third person after 2 men were arrested in connection with flying a drone near Logan Airport last night.
Police tell us the 2 men they caught on Long Island last night were 42-year-old Robert Duffy and 32-year-old Jeremy Fulchik. They're now facing a trespassing charge after flying one near Logan Airport space. Boston police say additional charges could be coming soon. Now, this incident comes amidst an uptick in drone sightings along the East Coast from New Jersey to New York and now here in Massachusetts. To avoid potential danger, police say that everyone should be reading the Federal Aviation Administration safety guidelines.
The size and behavior of these drones suggest cutting-edge technology, but the big question remains: who is behind them? Military experts have noted that some of the drones resemble classified designs for surveillance. And some that don't want their names mentioned have even said that these could be autonomous weapon systems. If these are foreign drones, their presence over these critical locations could indicate espionage or preparation for cyber and electronic warfare. Now that is something we have not heard yet. What if it really is something like that? Something entirely unexpected. Cyber warfare. Now, at first glance, these drones might seem like prototypes from the booming eVTOL industry. And I have to admit, I thought that this was where our answer would come from. Electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft are set to revolutionize urban mobility. Companies like Joby and Archer promise a future of flying taxis and quiet, sustainable transport. But make no mistake, from everything I've gathered, these are not eVTOL aircraft. The behavior, size, and the locations of these drones don't align with your typical eVTOL testing. Their appearance near sensitive military and civilian infrastructure suggests a far different agenda. Whatever these drones are, they're operating outside the boundaries of commercial development. And think about it like this, guys. The government would never let one of those companies test their vehicles in, around, on top of, underneath their facilities. Now, I touched on this in the last video, but a chilling theory has emerged. These drones might be designed to detect nuclear activity. Imagine autonomous systems programmed to sniff out radiation, track nuclear material, or even locate hidden weapons. Such technology isn't science fiction. Countries worldwide are developing drones capable of identifying radioactive signatures from the air. Could these mysterious machines be part of an internal operation to monitor or disrupt nuclear capabilities? Or are they probing weaknesses in America's defense systems? The implications are staggering. If these drones can identify nuclear threats, they might also be weaponized to target them. But we need to know who is pulling the strings.
There's no way in hell that any drone is going to go miles off the coast as a multicopter and fly into the interior of the United States and do a bunch of work and then turn around and fly back. It's just physics will not allow that to happen. So these drones, I believe, are launched from a location that nobody knows, but I do believe that they're flying low enough that they're just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist or a guy that thinks, directly to the negative. However, I know as a professional, I mean, we build professional stuff for the military. I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video. I'm not trying to gaslight. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to let people know that this is a serious deal. It's only serious for what the potential could be, or for what the potential is. There's a lot of them out there. They're flying all over. They're flying low. They're flying at night. There's no reason for it other than to smell something. So anyway, God bless. I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas.
The FBI and FAA have promised to investigate these incidents, but so far, their findings, guess what? They remain classified. Frankly, this silence is driving public frustration and speculation. Many people are asking, what is the government hiding?
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, they happen to be over Bedminster. Want to know the truth? They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been getting regular intelligence briefings?
With no official explanation, theories range from secret military projects to potential threats from foreign adversaries. But others wonder if we're witnessing something far stranger. Some experts and enthusiasts are connecting these drones to broader UFO phenomena. Are these autonomous vehicles even from Earth? Or is this normal? We have proof that there's life outside this world. And we know that the government has blatantly hidden UFOs and extraterrestrial life from us. I would love to think that this is just the next step in human innovation, but I'm just not so sure. The drone saga continues to unfold and the answers remain elusive. Whether they're a technological breakthrough, a security challenge, or another worldly phenomenon, these sightings are forcing us to reconsider the boundaries of what's possible in our skies.
Even a small drone being impacted by a jet plane going, say, 200 miles an hour will exert thousands of pounds of force. That said, it's unlikely that a small hobby drone can crash an airplane, a big plane. But it is possible, and you certainly have the possibility of millions of dollars of damage.
I was on the phone with my OEM team, and we now have guidance coming from the state, and that guidance does say two different things. First of all, if there is a downed drone in our vicinity, we are immediately to call the bomb squad of our county, And second, our fire department has been instructed to make sure they wear hazmat suits.
So if something falls out of the sky that people have seen, and some of these things are as big as an SUV, if that happens, you're to treat this more than a plane crash. It's treated like an attack on the homeland?
That is correct, because they're not quite sure if there's a payload or not.
Of the UAP amendment in the 2024 National Defense Authorization
Yes.
Act, you, among anybody, should be calling these what they are. We don't know they're drones, correct? They are UAPs. Why?
We don't.
Why aren't they being called UAPs?
Because we don't know if there are UAPs. We don't know what they are. That's what we're trying to find out.
Identified, of course.
Nobody knows what they are. We have to find out.
Senator,
Yes.
are these U.S. military drones?
We don't believe we do not believe they are U.S. military drones, or the military would have told us that.
Why haven't precautions been taken sooner? Why now? Why haven't precautions?
Well, all of a sudden, they're in the skies all over the place, and so we got to find answers, and then the legislation will provide much more authority as to where and when drones can fly. Right now, there is no authority to that, because there are so many hobbyists and everybody else who flies drones. So you got to figure out how to do it.
Have you spoken with top government leaders about the possibilities involved with non-human intelligence?
Look, we have spoken with top government leaders about finding the answers to what these are. We don't know what they are. No more, sir. Let other people. Okay?
When will you have a definitive answer of what these drones or where they're coming from?
The sooner the better. We've talked to the Homeland Security and the FBI and told them we need answers quickly.
They're not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes.
It's right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller? Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about that.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this, and we're taking it seriously.
Unbelievable. And you are calling for a limited state of emergency and a ban on flying drones like you and I just talked about a moment ago. The FAA has already imposed no-fly zones. The drones are still in the air. Nothing is being done. How would what you're calling for change the situation? Obviously, whoever is putting these drones in the air isn't really caring about these warnings.
Well, I'm not sure about that, because who's ever putting the drones in the air they're not violating the law technically. So if we put that in effect, we would see whether or not these individuals who are setting them up are bold enough to violate the law. Right now, why should they stop, assuming they're a private entity? I never would believe that this is a private entity, but if so, why do we need, let me ask you a question. Is there some reason we need drones that badly right now in the air when people are panicking? Shut them down. FAA should shut them down. Who are they helping? All they're doing is creating panic.
I agree with you. To that point, what do you want to tell your constituents, Senator?
Continue to put pressure on, and it's not even state officials. I saw Larry Hogan said something the other day. This is the federal government that's not coming clean. And I'm not one of these conspiracy people, but if this continues, you're going to see conspiracy theories that, in my judgment, create panic. So come clean now. Everyone on both sides of the aisle is asking for this. And I'll tell you something, the citizens deserve better.
What do you believe is happening? Are these drones a sign of progress or a warning of